KY3 News on the Ozarks CW starts with breaking news.
The driver who hit and killed a Springfield elementary student 1 year ago is now charged. I'm Lisa Rose.
I'm Ethan Voorhees. Late today, Greene County Prosecutor Dan Patterson charged Lonnie Yeager, this man, with 3 misdemeanors, including operating a vehicle without a license and 2 counts of lying on a state form when applying for a driver's license. Police say Yeager was driving when he hit and killed 10-year-old Riddick Tudor right there outside Campbell Elementary School last September. 4 others were also injured. Yeager had a seizure that day, but Patterson says he could not file a manslaughter charge because of no admissible evidence that Yeager had ever been driving after the recent seizures.
Yeager did not have a valid Missouri driver's license at the time of the crash, but was able to get a valid license afterwards. Records from another case years before showed Yeager had admitted to police he wasn't supposed to be driving because he had had a traumatic brain injury. A KY3 investigation led to the state revoking his driver's license.
Today is an emotional day for many people who knew 10-year-old Springfield Elementary School student who was hit by a car and killed just outside his school playground. That crash happened very nearly 1 year ago, and the charges were filed against the driver just last night. Sarah Voorhees has been following this case and is in our newsroom tonight with reaction from some of the parents.
Yeah, Ethan, the man behind the wheel that day was Lonnie Yeager. Police say that he did, in fact, have a seizure that day. But the parents that you're speaking of are very unhappy with the punishment because in their mind, they say he knew he should have never been behind the wheel.
You can only pray for the parents because it's not easy.
Choking back tears, mom after mom reliving the trauma of September 25th last year.
My son, it is affected him. He is still continuing to go to counseling for this.
10-year-old Riddick Tudor was more than a friend, though. He was a young mentor.
My son now wears more collared shirts than anything because of Riddick. Because he's like, oh, Riddick liked these, so I like them now, too.
After what seems like a long year, charges last night. To their dismay, 3 misdemeanors.
Just like, what, really? They can't charge him with anything else? And there's other parents that don't have licenses and they walk their kids to school, so what was his excuse?
The prosecutor filed driving without a license and 2 counts of lying on a state form to get a valid license, which Yeager did after the crash. But making matters worse for these mothers is they know his history. In a 2007 case, Yeager had told police then that he'd never been legally licensed because he had a traumatic brain injury. He was also court-appointed a guardian at that point. But still, prosecutor Dan Patterson says he did not have the evidence in this case to file a manslaughter charge.
You know, what we have to do is we have to look at the facts and what the admissible evidence is and the law and apply that law to the facts, and that determines what charging decisions we make.
You know, I get to tuck my kid in at bed at night, and they don't get to, you know. And then and to the same token, you know, where's the justice for Riddick in this whole situation? Where is the justice?
And Ethan and Lisa, after our investigation and us alerting the Department of Revenue up in Jefferson City to his mental and physical state that had been deemed by the court system, they did end up revoking his license. Now, the maximum punishment on these 3 misdemeanor charges is up to 1 year in jail. He'll be in court in November. Guys.
Also in court today, a not guilty plea from a man who hit and killed a 10-year-old boy outside Campbell Elementary School last year. Police say Lonnie Yeager had a seizure while driving the day he hit this little boy, Riddick Tudor. Yeager did not have a valid Missouri driver's license at the time of the fatal crash, but he did get one afterward. He had admitted to police he wasn't supposed to be driving because he had a traumatic brain injury. He's charged with operating a vehicle without a license and 2 counts of lying on a state form when applying for a driver's license. A KY3 investigation, you may recall, led to the state to revoking his license. Yeager's next court appearance is scheduled for next month.